This is Jeff Durkin here with We Are Change Connecticut, out here at the Oath Keepers Rally at the Albany, New York State Capitol. We're with Sheriff Mack. He's also signing autographs as well, signing different signs. Thanks for coming out today.
Well, it was a beautiful day, even though I've been sweating all day. How does an Arizonan come to such beautiful weather and sit here and sweat all day? But, you know, it was a great day to stand for freedom. I really appreciated all the people that were here, especially Sheriff Capinelli, right here from New York. It was just a great day.
So tell us more. I mean, that's the first time I had to talk to you, so different questions like that. What was the one thing that got you involved? You know, you mentioned being a small-town sheriff in your speech there, and then coming up against the federal government. And what was that turning point for you getting involved and becoming involved in this?
The thing that really turned me around was when I was a rookie cop, I discovered the oath of office. And I was just so shocked that I had ignored an oath that I swore in God's name that I would uphold and defend. And so I had a responsibility at that point to know and understand the Constitution. I'm going to go out on a line here and say, out on a limb here and suggest that there's no way you can keep an oath to something that you've never read or studied. And most cops fall in that category.
So just in general, the trends that have been going on, you've been noticing the different sheriffs that have been rising up against the federal government, different examples like that, a few examples. And you think it's more of a tide turning now, especially with the gun control legislation here in New York or Connecticut or any other states like that? Do you think it's more of a turning point, more of a tide turning, where people are knowing more about gun control and the consequences of it?
We're seeing local officials, mayors, city councilmen, county commissioners, but for the most part, now we have 450 sheriffs nationwide who have signed on to oppose all the gun control proposed from the states. We have sheriffs in Colorado suing their own governor, suing their own government to stop the gun control legislation there. This is just absolutely unheard of. So has that tide turned? Absolutely.
So, and people for getting involved, maybe for sheriffs out there, maybe people watching now, what's the one thing to get people past the fear and getting involved? Because maybe that was one thing for you, because it seems like when people know about this stuff, they don't want to get involved, or more of like a backlash aspect. What's the experience that you could take from that, from other people to learn from that, and become more Sheriff Macks around the United States, around the country?
Yeah, I'd love to have a lot more. The one thing, if it doesn't wake you up, all the corruption being exposed in Washington, D.C., if that doesn't wake you up and get you moving, then what will? How do we protect our citizens from the tyranny and the criminality of the IRS? How do we protect our citizens from the tyranny and the criminality of the EPA, the FDA, the FBI, the DEA, the White House, the Homeland Security? How do we stop all that? One good constitutional sheriff at a time. We take America back, we take our Constitution back, county by county and state by state. We focus on the real freedom issues in our hometowns and in our counties. We work with local officials to erect the barriers against the federal government. That is a quote from James Madison. He said that is the state's job, to erect barriers against the federal government.
Well, first of all, celebrate April 19th as the anniversary of the first shot fired in American Revolution on Lexington Green. We were there earlier, did an oath renewal ceremony there, and now we're here in West Springfield. So I look at this not necessarily as just a gun rally, it's also a celebration of our heritage.
Not a democracy. Woo! There are 4,440 words in the U.S. Constitution. Nowhere is the word democracy mentioned, but it says we the people.